in today's video about Space Marine 2, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. One is more data mined items, which is really exciting me. And the other one is the big announcement that is literally flown under the radar. This is going to change the game forever. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So let's start with the data mine stuff, because I know that drives you chaps absolutely insane. So in the previous video I did, we talked about the new class, which supposedly is going to be a tech marine. That was from the data mine files. This time it's all about weapons, and I'm starting with the one, I'm even going to put it over my face somewhere at the bottom. It is a power axe. Finally, axes are coming to Space Marine 2, supposedly. That's if you can trust these data mine files. Really looking forward to see this being implemented. Of course, the Space Wolves are coming. It makes sense, right? Space Wolves, axes, you know, Fenrisian wolves, howls, snow, smelling of dog piss. It all makes sense. Really interested to see how it's going to act in game. The execution should be absolutely brutal. They need like an execution, like chopping off the head, like down there. Off you go with your head. I would love to see something like that. And from a melee weapon, we jump over to a ranged weapon, which is supposedly been data mined, and that is this, the grav cannon. What in the Emperor's name are we going to get a grav weapon in Space Marine 2? Now, there is a few instances of grav weapons on Primaris Marines. Torgadon has one for the Imperial Fist. There's also a Tech Marine that is equipped with a grav pistol. So Primaris Marines do have them, but they're normally more outfitted on the First Bomb Marine, the tactical squads. They're the ones with the big grav cannons. Now, as it says, a grav cannon here, I'm thinking this is going to be for the heavy class, like the heavy bolter. Maybe this is going to be a big boy grav cannon, which is not normally equipped on Primaris Marines. Well, it's never been equipped on Primaris Marines, which makes me think, is this potentially a future model release for Space Marines? In the future, Devastators actually getting like grav weapons, and you know, this company knows about it and they put it in the files and they've designed the model already off maybe off base Games Workshop models. I don't know. That's where my head goes to. That's where the foil takes me. But hopefully this turns out to be true, because I would love to see a grav weapon in the game, to see how it reacts, to see how it actually kills enemies. I've actually had grav weapons before in another game called Eternal Crusade for the OGs, so the people who were there during the Eternal Crusade days. They had grav weapons, and the execution on that used to be brutal. It literally just sucked like the enemy into a black hole and just put themselves in themselves, if that makes sense. It just, yeah, they just went in themselves. That's how brutal a grav weapon can be. So again, hopefully we get to see this in game and we get to see some absolutely badass executions. I'm pushing forward. I want to talk about this post in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. This potentially is the biggest content update we have had for Space Marine 2. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. This potentially is the biggest thing to happen to Space Marine 2 to date right now. And this is coming from Dimitri. He's the game director of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. He's basically the guy who basically made it. Well, he didn't make the game, but you know, he's at the head of making the game. And he states, today marks our biggest milestone yet in supporting the modding community. Even the model exporter and the 12-player co-op ops pale in comparison. For those people who don't know, you can do 12-player operations mode now in mods, and it's insane. Because today we're releasing the official integration studio for public use. This exact same editor we use internally for all gameplay development. No more editing files in Notepad and praying you didn't miss a bracket. Integration Studio makes editing anything SSL related 10 times faster, safer, and more initiative. And with the first release, you'll be able to work with level scenarios, game modes, individual blueprints, AI behavior, the AI director abilities, melee combos, VXS editing, UI, and HUD elements. Now, for people who are wondering, what do you mean, Valrak? What the hell are you waffling about? They've literally released the mod tools, the full mod tools. Well, there's more coming, but the base mod tools where you can now go in as a modder and literally make your own missions, make your own maps, do the AI director. This is absolutely massive in terms of Space Marine and Warhammer. I don't think we've ever had a Warhammer game where the developers have come out and said, hey, here you go, here's all the modern tools, go and make what you want. Again, we can go in now, potentially make different operations modes. You can probably go in there and make your own campaign mode because you've got access to the AI director, and this all works hand in hand with the game, the system. They've given us these tools now to make what we want. Absolutely amazing job for everyone who's been involved in this, from the top all the way to the bottom. This is what games need these days. It needs to fire the community, to make the community a part of the game. You don't really see that much these days. Like back in the day, this was a massive thing. Developers used to do this all the time, but sadly that has faded off because, you know, DLCs and stuff like that. I'm glad that the company knows that they can give the modding tools to this community to make their own content, and we're still going to support their content in return. If anything, this makes me want to support their content more and more and more, because they're giving us more and more to make our own content for this game. So props, whoever's involved in this, absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see what the modders are going to do to this. There's a Space Marine 2 modding community hub. I'll put the link in the description of this video. They are making wondrous content over there. There's a guy who made a Necron mod. You can literally go around and play as a Necron. For you Necron players, go and do it. It's absolutely amazing. And don't forget, those of you who haven't been following the news, we are going to be getting another reveal show this Thursday dedicated to Warhammer games. Space Marine 2 is going to be there, and it appears to be the Horde mode. We're going to get our first look at the Horde mode, which I'm massively excited for. Hopefully we get some more stuff. Maybe we'll see like the Blood Angel stuff, the White Scar stuff, maybe more content stuff. But I know it's going to be action-packed. I know it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be fun. We're going to get some big reveals over there, not just for Space Marine 2, but for other video games as well. So make sure you're here on Thursday. We're going to be jumping in. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be doing the watch-along. It is going to be wondrous. Anyway, brothers, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below and we can have a nice little chin wag down there as we always do. See you now. Have a great day. Have a great night. And bye-bye.